I am your host and stroke survivor, Jerry Wald. So, for those of you that are new here, I started this show to bring awareness to stroke, TBI, aphasia, mental health, and also to provide a platform for all survivors to share their journeys, literally from all across the world, and other professionals to share their knowledge with us, so we can learn more about the brain and neuroplasticity and all the above. So this morning, my guest is Micaela Galley, and my gosh, she's my therapist. So you guys welcome her here, and also she's the program development lead, neuro rehabilitation and program. Look at this. I am just. This is why I had not why I had a stroke, but that's part of this deal. Program development lead. I probably just said that. Imago Rehab. So please, if welcome her here, and also make comments, ask questions, and also if you haven't done it, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's Talk Stroke, and we'll go ahead and get the show started. So. All right. Good morning, guys. And Kevin, nice to see you out here. And for those of you that are new, please welcome my wonderful guest, Micaela Galley. So thank you. Micaela, nice
Hi.
to see you. Awesome. I
Nice to be
appreciate you
here.
being. Yeah, glad you get to see me. I say that to everybody, but it's whatever. Micaela, this is awesome. So on the right side, you'll probably see the comments probably there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Mike Peters, we already talked about you yesterday, just so you know. That's awesome. So anyway, Micaela, who was Micaela before you came in OT? Now, you've got a pretty awesome resume. It's awesome.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, absolutely. And you know what? For those of you that are here and didn't catch the beginning, Micaela is my OT, my therapist that I go to 2 days a week. So you guys, this is pretty awesome. And thank you, Kim, for saying where you're from, so we can see where everybody's from. And Mike, tell us where you're from. But anyway, sorry. I get so excited that you're here. I'm happy that you're here. And so, Micaela, who was Micaela before your professional bit? OT became an OT.
Um, well, I've only been an OT for a little over 2 years, so I have a good amount of experience with neuro, but I wouldn't call myself an expert just for lack of years working, but most of what I've done is mainly with the stroke population. But before I was an OT, I'm from Foxborough, Massachusetts, and I went to Quinnipiac University, which is in Connecticut. They have a 5.5 year master's program there for OT, so I was there for quite a while. And yeah, it was a pretty intense program, but I loved it. I learned a lot. So most of my life has been school, but
Oh,
it's
that
been great. I love school.
yeah, oh, that's great. Yeah, I mean, you've got your master's in occupational therapy.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, that's impressive. That's why I love going with you here. Now, did you post on your page there? Because I see a lot of people here um, that I don't know, which is great. I'm glad you guys are here, and I appreciate it. Um, Micro, nice to see you here. And Susie, if I miss you guys, it's just yes. So anyway, I'm just kind of happy that you're here and working with me too. 2 days a week.
Yeah.
We're. Um, are you frustrated with me?
No, not at all. You're doing great.
Yeah, and I do want to say one thing. If any, for all of you that are watching, I've been 13 years as a post stroke, and I swear I've learned things I think was it a month? Has it been about a month or 3 weeks? Maybe we've been doing
Yeah,
this.
like 3 weeks.
Yeah, and I've learned things already that I haven't learned and done in my 13 years of stroke rehab. So that's pretty awesome because I know people have sent me messages um, saying, "Can you have somebody come on that can help with the arm and the hand?" And there she is. So ask questions,
Yeah.
and you know. So wow. Okay, so I can see Mike here. His OT
Yeah.
is
Oh God.
yeah.
I'm sorry to
So
hear that.
so do you see other I mean, do you have other people that come on, I work with you that they say the same thing that I say, that I've learned things that are different.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of my clients actually say, like, oh, I haven't done something like this, or I didn't understand why I was doing this exercise, but now I do. And that's something that I incorporate a lot into my treatment style, and like the therapists at Imago as well work really hard at just making sure that people understand like why they're doing what they're doing. It's important for them to know like what's going on in the body that's making this like this outcome and making this functional change in their life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I'm so glad I have a little reflection here, so I apologize. But nice to see you guys here, and Marcy, nice to see you. Nice to see everybody. I don't want to leave anybody out, but because I've learned things from with my hand, and I don't know why people tell me I point my fingers, my finger all the time. I don't know if that's something, but I've learned things. I can't move my camera now, but um, so what else? I mean, because you work for Imago,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, so Imago's awesome. I love work. It's like my dream job. I'm so excited that I get to work there. We
nice.
get to just like try new things and really get um, just incorporate everything that we know about stroke recovery and all of the theories that drive practice and incorporate it into our approach. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that we use telehealth. So everything is done in your own home and you're able to use your own equipment. There's no kind of like really, you don't have to simulate things because you're in your own home. So you get to go into your kitchen when you want to and practice doing whatever task you want. Whereas if you were in a clinic, you have to simulate and then you have to go home and figure out how to do it on your own, which is that's kind of like a missing piece.
Yeah,
So it's very individualized, and all of our like home programs and everything are very individualized because every stroke is different. So you're going to need different things. You can't give someone a list of exercises that you give to every single person with a stroke. It needs to be really geared toward what you need.
yeah, individualized. As you know, every stroke is different, and
Yes.
um, the thing I love too is we get it usually when I go to therapy in like uh like you said in a clinic. I go in, chit chat, wait out there, so I don't get a full hour like we do. Which
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of like kind of waiting around sometimes. And I mean, the therapists that work in those facilities are amazing. It's just, I think telehealth is a really good approach for stroke recovery.
right, right, absolutely. Um, I see Marcy here asking a question, which
Do we take Medicare? So we are only right now in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Texas, Florida, Tennessee, and Virginia. I think that's all of them. So there's 6 states. And yes, we take Medicare.
yeah, we use. I mean, I know mine too, and um, thank you so much for asking questions. I appreciate that. I'm not sure if you see the questions that pop up
Yeah,
here.
yeah. What do we look for on the first assessment? So we usually do a physical assessment, and then we look at how they're using their arm functionally. So we kind of see like what movement you have, how does your arm move? Are you able to kind of control your movements, or is it moving in more of a pattern where like maybe your arm's not moving exactly where you want it to go? And that helps us kind of learn to like isolate certain movements of your arm and then be able to apply it functionally. The biggest thing is always tying it back to function because it's great if you can do a certain movement with your arm, but if you can't actually use it in real life, then it kind of loses its meaning, which is one of the principles of neuroplasticity. So it's important to have it be salient.
Yeah, that's awesome because I know that the stuff we do. I mean, I'm using a cane that I haven't used in 13, well, long time, just for therapy, and a lot of things I'm using that I haven't done in so long. I mean, um, my little cup that we worked with, my cup, and it's pretty awesome. All this stuff, but um, can you come to Colorado? Huh? I don't. Yeah. Well, it's not mine.
Yeah, we're working on expanding. Definitely all in the cards, trying to keep expanding. I know Kristen was on here a while ago too, and she was kind of saying the same thing, or just little by little trying to get um, into every state if we can.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited that I mean, you guys, I know, I'm sure you're working on that all the time, trying to, you know, get in every state because and obviously you're going to expand and, let's see, um, you know, the funny thing is I used to, and it's just because of you, Michaela, I never use my affected side really, just because why? But now you're not making me, but you're teaching me how to do it, which I love and stuff that I haven't done in so long. So if you're in those states, I suggest reaching out because and I hope you get Michaela because she really wait
Well,
Robin.
all the therapists are fantastic. We all use like the same approach, so they're all
Yeah,
very good.
yeah. Oops, I shouldn't
Um,
have said that, but
no, I don't think anyone will be offended.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, I see someone said like they don't use their affected arm because they're relying on their unaffected side. So that's like kind of reflecting on one of the principles that's called like learn non-use. So if you're
Hmm.
not using that affected side, your brain, yeah, use it or lose it. If you kind of aren't using it, your brain will essentially kind of like forget how to use it and not involve it in things, and kind of that side of your body is less effective. So if you make like a cognitive effort to involve it in tasks, even if it's just like keeping the arm on the table while you're like eating breakfast, just kind of having it be involved in the task, be in your visual fields, involving your arm more is like the best way to kind of get things going.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll put up so how they can get in touch with you. I mean, I think this would be the way, right? Is that therapy at imagorehab.com?
Yeah, that's the email, but we also on our website have you can go in and kind of like fill out a form and send in some like a request to be a part of Imago if you want to. We
Yeah.
also have our community group. So it's kind of like a support group, but we have monthly meetings with a lot of, you don't have to be one of our clients either. It can be anyone. You just kind of join and talk with some other stroke survivors. And we all usually have a speaker and it's something related to stroke. So, like, we had someone from Mobility Works. We've had just Dinah Splint come. We've had like a lot of different people come in and kind of just talk about different resources. And then you also get to hear other people's experiences. So we've had people who have had like an adaptive car, like kind of made for them for driving after a stroke with Mobility Works. So it was really nice to hear her perspective. So we have a lot of really cool people that are coming into our community groups. So that's open to anyone.
Yeah. How do they go to your website and just sign up or?
That one the email that you sent, you can email them or you can email me, which is just my name at imagorehab.com, and I can add you to our list of people.
Yeah. Yeah. I go to that and it is great to see that. I was a half hour late last time, but
It's okay. A lot of
yeah,
people, you can come in and out. It's very relaxed. No
yeah, it
pressure.
is. It's awesome once a month, and it is great to have speakers in there. So that's awesome. Susie, I know they're working on it. A lot of places, so
Yeah.
I'm sure that's people have requested that. I'm sure because California is a big.
Yeah, definitely. I think definitely planning it to continue to expand. So I'm not sure. I'm not part of that part of the plan, but they're definitely planning to continue to make their way around the US.
Yeah. So um, your approach to rehab is a little different than some others because I mean the only reason I say that is because my rehab that I've been through is a little different than yours, which is great. I mean, I've seen improvement in 3 weeks in some things, and I'm 13 years out, and I mean, I appreciate that. So I don't know if there's
Yeah.
something that you do differently or.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is I think our approach is just really individualized. Like everything about it is customized. Like it's all just geared towards you. Where I think sometimes in like bigger facilities, it might be a little bit more difficult to spend the time doing things like that.
Yeah.
But our whole approach is set up to make everything very customized to you. Um, and we're always trying new things. Like we're working with a company called RX Games, and it's like a virtual gaming platform that you can use. And we're trying to get some of our clients started on that and working on moving their body more, just like a cardio alternative. So we have a lot of things that we always are trying out with our people too. So that's
Yeah,
another benefit. But yeah, pretty much just kind of customizing things, making sure that
yeah,
it's geared toward the person.
yeah. Now you're also working on some kind of robotic type stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, that is part of it. Our company came out of the Harvard Innovation Labs. So Kristen, it's based on her thesis, Kristen Knuckles, and her doctoral thesis.
Yeah.
And part of that was like the robotic part of it, robotic gloves. So we're kind of still in like the pre-FDA phase, just still trying
Oh,
to get things working with that.
yeah.
So we've been focusing mainly on like just refining our therapy process, which is part of my job as the program development lead, just trying to continue to refine our therapy through telehealth because it's still more of a new area,
Yeah.
telehealth, especially after the pandemic. It's become a lot bigger and more accessible.
Yeah, I love doing it like this. Telehealth. I mean, never thought of it until the pandemic. So it really makes a difference. We get the whole hour. And to me, I think it's instead of me going to the thing, and I know I yap a lot and talk um, but yeah, Jerry, I see here a comment too. Um,
Um, yeah, we do have a self-pay option. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what it costs. Um, so I don't want to say a number and have it be wrong, but you can definitely reach out to the people on our website. We have like the form to fill out or reach out via the email that you posted. It was like therapy@imagorehab.com and you can get the list of the cost per session. We
yeah.
also do like a bundled package too. So like a certain amount of visits at a lower cost.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate you guys saying it. What's it? Looking around the clinic. You're also working. Oh, well, thanks, Mike. We
Nice.
don't we don't want competition here, okay? Um, yeah, but wow. So what else can you tell about? I mean, you learn stuff probably every single day. You have clients all the time. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, we're always getting new people. We're starting to get a little bit busier. Yeah, I'm definitely learning all the time and refining our process, which is really great. A lot of it is just based on like just theory, like everything that we've learned in school, being able to kind of like apply it all into one place has been really great. I think with this like kind of startup environment, it's more of an open area where we can not experiment's not the right word, but like try out our different approaches and everything. And we've seen some great benefits from our therapy.
yeah,
So
absolutely,
yeah.
and it's great that Robin here, her and I have been talking a lot about you. And she's already put her she already filled out the forms and all that. So
All right, great.
and I told her I know there's other um, therapists there, but I told her you have to request Micaela because I've seen improvement in just a little bit, but I know you have to work at it. You do get complacent, and there's a form. You have a form that you send me or I fill out, right? I mean during
Mhm.
yeah, it's the what's it called? It's
The
very
tracker. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I've never seen that before anywhere.
that's
So
part of our individualized approach. So we use like a program that was developed out of one of the OTs who researched at Spalding, and she made like this program, and part of it is being able to use like a home program tracker. So that's part of our individualized approach, and it has like your specific goals on there and helps you kind of think about your movements um, and like the quality of your movement and the frequency. And it also just helps you kind of be a little more adherent to maybe
yeah,
sticking to your home program.
yeah, exactly. And the funny thing is, I see Robin, you're 4 years out. Um, the only thing I don't is this. A lot of people say, oh, if you don't get it all done, if you don't get it done in like a year or so, then well, that's kind of it. Which I mean, I'm 13 years out, and I'm still seeing improvement. I mean, look back and see how I don't know, say it was bad. I mean, I was looking, yeah, okay, 13 years back. I've seen improvement, and when you look back, I know it's making no sense what I'm saying here. Sorry.
No,
Um,
I'm with you.
yeah, looking back, you celebrate all those little wins, and when I look at back 13 years and think, wow, I did improve. I just so if anybody's out there thinking, oh, I got to get it done in a year, that's not true, right? I mean, you've seen
Yeah.
probably,
Yeah, you can make changes in the brain after a year. I've seen it with a lot of people. Even people who have like really who are low functioning with their affected side, or who have like ataxia. So
yeah,
like that kind of like movement, and those people are usually excluded from studies. And we've worked with some people like that and seen some really great benefits. Um,
oh,
and a lot of it has to do with motivation. So like it's all the work that you put into it, as long as you are given kind of like the right food for your brain to be able to make the changes. If you're motivated, then that's kind of the biggest barrier for people a lot of times that I see. It's just kind of sticking with it. It can be discouraging over time if you're not reaching those big goals that you have. That could be really discouraging, but trying to shift your focus and reframe it to meeting these small goals, like just little goals every day that you, even if it's just like like participating in the task, even if you weren't as successful as you'd hope, kind of adjusting your goals to be as small as possible so that you can continue to feel motivated to continue working on it.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's a good point there, Jerry. Do you see Jerry's comment there? Um,
Tremors. Yeah, like tremors from a stroke or tremors from Parkinson's. We work with neurological injuries. We have some people that are LSVT big certified, so
yeah, his is
they would
with
be
a stroke.
tremors. Oh, then yeah, I've worked with people who have like tremors and ataxia. So definitely something we would be able to try to work on. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you, Jerry. I answered it quicker than you. Um, um, you're right, Mike. I can see his comment there about mental health. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
do you run into that a lot? Of people, they're completely discouraged about, and they're
Yeah. Definitely. I absolutely see that, and it's hard for me to sit here and say like, "Oh, like I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to cheer up." Like it is hard and it's sad and it's a lot of work and there's a lot of loss there. But just kind of being able to acknowledge and maybe like sit with those feelings for a little bit, and then trying to work on letting them go, and doing some reframing, and then trying to focus on the things you do have at the end of the day. I don't think it's a good idea to have to be overly positive and think like, "Oh, well, that's okay," because it isn't. Like it's hard, but you can work through it, and there's things you can do to kind of redefine yourself and work through it.
right. Um, no crying.
Laughing at Robin's comment.
I know. Well, she knows. I have PBA, that pseudo Barbera effect. Um, where I can just start crying at that's okay, Robin. I cry at anything. I mean, last night I was watching the Voice. Did you watch that at all?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't watch
Anyway,
it.
I watched it. Wow, unbelievable. Uh, anyway, that's okay. They picked the winner tonight. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to think. What else what would you tell somebody that's going through it and they think that they're the me too. No, I know I get so confused here. That are going through a stroke in the beginning, they think, oh, they're not going to get, you know, they're not going to improve. They were told, because I've been told a year after that I plateaued. Like a year
Yeah.
after, I went back a couple years later to show her, hey, look what I've accomplished. She retired. I couldn't see her. That really kind of
Oh,
ticked me off.
yeah.
But have you been told that? Some people say,
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely. I've had a lot of people say that, or they say like they've been told they'd never walk again or anything, and then that they were walking around. And I think sometimes people are wrong, and that's okay. You don't
yeah,
have to try to like move past it and continue to focus on yourself and working on your own goals and stuff. No swearing, plateau. That's funny. That got me.
Mike
um
Theater.
Yeah, and then it's easy to kind of fall into, like, thinking about everything you've lost. It's easy to do that, so reminding yourself to try to come out of that headspace and try not to spiral into those thoughts too much, And then remembering that there are a lot of opportunities for support groups and just finding community, like even like this community is awesome. A good a good one to be a part of to when you're recovering from stroke. And I think that community part of it is a really big piece of working on mental health.
Yeah.
Feeling like you're not alone in that process can make a big difference in your motivation. So,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. That's why, we started the community groups was because we wanted to have that that sense of camaraderie and, like, something that you're a part of. It makes it a little bit easier to deal with if you're struggling.
Yeah, exactly. And I know. I'm so glad I did, Robin. I mean, it's pretty awesome. Yes. Uh, uh, yeah. Yeah. So, and you also deal with a lot of people that, obviously, if you're dealing with me, aphasia. I mean, so you have some
Yeah,
people with some, and it's great. I know we talked about you just not answering the answer. You know, um, someone with aphasia just not answering for them. I mean, so you deal with a lot of
right,
people that
yeah.
have aphasia, right? I mean, that's part of a big
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I definitely work with a good amount of people with aphasia, and I you can see how frustrating it is to like know what you want to say and not be able to say it. Like I can't imagine how frustrating that probably is for that person. But then having someone finish your sentence for you and have it be wrong, like that's really frustrating too. So I kind of like give people the space to like figure it out, and then eventually you have to kind of like we were talking about the other day, like figure out when is the right time to maybe say like, is this what you're trying to say? Or no, okay, then I'll give you some more time. And building rapport with people is really important to be able to figure out what they're trying to say sometimes.
Yeah,
And yeah, letting
yeah,
people figure it out for
yeah,
themselves.
absolutely. It's so important because when I interview people with a serious aphasia, you're right. That's a good point. When should I jump in and help them out there? But this is great. And Jerry Hall, nice to see you out here. I'm glad to see you. And um, yeah, I see all these comments here, and I appreciate if I don't pull them up or they don't come up. I apologize, but we see your comments. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, uh, thank you, Lynette,
Yeah, I
for
like it's hard. I'm like reading and then I'm like, wait a second. What did you
yeah,
ask me?
yeah. I forgot. What are you saying to me?
Um, yeah, yeah, I was just saying like in general, I'm like I'll be like saying something and then I'll like start reading and I'm like, oh wait, I'm
I
saying
know
something.
that. I know. I know. Mike, see, there you go, Michaela. I love it.
Oh,
She does. Matt, Mike, do you have your master's? I mean, well, really, look at this. I mean, well, do you still
yeah.
plan on going to school?
Yeah, I would love to go back and get my doctorate. That's my goal. I want to practice for a little while longer first, but yeah, that's my goal. Like you can see what can come from it. Like Kristen made Imago with her doctoral thesis, and
Yeah.
one of my mentors from grad school, her name's Carolyn Brown. Well, during one of my level 2 field works, her and I and another who was a student at the time, her name's Siobhan Kemple, we created StrokeOT Inc. It's a nonprofit. It's now a
Yeah.
national nonprofit, but it started in Connecticut, and it was kind of to bridge the gap in healthcare. We saw it came from Carolyn's doctoral thesis,
Oh,
and yeah, she saw that there was like a need for the stroke population. A lot of people hit a plateau and they get discharged, and then like, what do you do from there to maintain your skills? And there was no care for that. There was like no one really kind of managing that. So she created Stroke OT, and it was to have like free like cardio and stretching and um, like mental health groups for people, virtual groups for people who were recovering from stroke and were kind of in that like in between phase or who wanted to maintain their skills. And there, we built a website and everything with a lot of information about aftercare for stroke and kind of managing your symptoms and what to do when you have a stroke, how to live with these symptoms.
wow.
So that's a really good resource too if you ever want to check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh, nice to see you, and Boyd, I appreciate you guys being here. So, how would they find that? Is that it's still going right now in
Yeah.
the
Yep.
website?
It's strokeot.org.
Oh, it's easy to
Yeah.
StrokeOT.org. That's awesome. And you and another gal started it.
Yeah, myself and Siobhan Kemple, we were her level 2 fieldwork students, and with the three of us are kind of like the co-founders of Stroke OT. We're all still on the board for the nonprofit to help kind of manage things. But yeah, I'm really excited that I get to still be a part of it. It's a really wonderful organization. We had a fundraising event, I think it was in September, and it was really nice to see people that go to the groups all in person, and it was awesome.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, because there's not. I mean, I know just when the first 5 years, I thought I was the only one that had a stroke. I didn't. I thought I always thought it was an older person's thing that had a stroke, and I really didn't know what it was. Even when I had mine, I didn't know. But now, I mean, reaching out like you started that nonprofit, and like you said, this community or a lot of them out there. This really good because I think it's just so great to hear other people's stories. And I know, don't compare yourself to others. I mean, I know that's a big deal. I mean, I don't know if people tell you that, it's easy to compare yourself.
Yeah, I think that's true with anything, but especially with stroke recovery. And this, like saying like every stroke is different, I'm sure is probably a really annoying thing to hear, but it is true. Like I don't have two clients that present exactly the same. Like there might be some similarities, but a lot of times like things are different and people are different and their priorities are different, what motivates them. So yeah, it's definitely try not to compare yourself to other people because it's really all about like what's important to you in your recovery.
Yeah, exactly. And you mentioned about stretching. That's a big part of because I've never, I know on my legs, my, what do you call it, lower extremities, I've stretched. I've never really stretched, and you've taught me how to do that. And it's like, wow,
Yeah.
I learned stuff this is so awesome that that how this all happened. Me running into Imago to help me with, my therapy. I mean, I never thought I was ready to go back to inpatient. Well, not inpatient, but
Hopefully not.
yeah,
Outpatient.
yeah,
Yeah.
outpatient therapy, and um, this really worked out good. I mean, I don't know if anybody stretches in their arms or their. I mean, my thumb. I'm stretching my thumb. Whoever thought I'm stretching my thumb? But
Yeah,
right? I
that's
mean,
something Imago is really big on is like just like self-management of stroke, like creating a plan that's so individualized to you that you have like total kind of control over it. So part of Imago's like kind of like home program is stretching, which is so important. Like you can't expect to have a movement, like actively be able to move your arm if you don't have it passively. Like if your hand is stuck like this, you can't expect to open it if you can't passively like extend your wrist or open your hand.
right.
So the stretching is really important, and it's a way for you to have control over your tone and control over managing your own health condition.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's the stretching or not, but the tone. But that's tone. The only thing I know
Yeah.
that's the only thing I ever did. Oh gosh, do I have I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'm doing. I mean, I still to this day, since you taught me the stretching of the thumb. I mean, who knew?
Yeah, there are a lot of muscles in the thumb, so you have to kind of learn the different ways to stretch it so you can get it to move where you want it to go.
Yeah, it is pretty cool that I'm moving. Oh, I no one can see it, but moving the thumb or whatever. I know the fingers go different ways, but I am
You
so
actually were moving it on its own though. Your pointer finger likes to move too, but you were able to move just your thumb, that's great.
I this I would maybe I should do a, thank you, Mike, for putting that on there.
Yeah, thanks. That's it.
Um, I should. It's probably maybe it's HIPAA violation, all that, doing my therapy with you online like this. I mean, or one time. I don't know. Is that against? Am I doing the against the rule things? Doing my therapy one
I
day?
think you're just showing your movement. I don't there was oh, you
Yeah,
mean like posting your therapy one day?
yeah. I mean, I don't
I'd have
know.
to ask. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if that is, but I mean, yeah, I think that would be pretty awesome to see because I've had a lot of requests about. the hand and the arm. Can you please have something or show what I can do? I know I'm to show how my what I do at therapy. I mean, I used to post
Yeah.
stuff, but I remember when I was not inpatient but outpatient, some of my therapists said that you can't have any people in it, in the picture
Mhm.
because of a HIPAA. So because I posted
That makes
videos,
sense.
but that's just me and you.
Yeah,
Maybe that,
that makes sense, yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
we could record. I was, planning to send those to you anyway so that you can see your progress, so
yeah, that'd be really cool because I was gonna post those just to show people, just to see what I'm doing to maybe it could help them. Um,
yeah.
but
And we have on our Instagram we have an Instagram account, and we, have some of our clients, like, just meeting milestones on there and showing their movement and progress,
yeah, and you
so
have a YouTube
good to
channel
see.
too. I was watching
Oh,
that this morning. Your YouTube channel. So
alright.
yeah, I know, Robin. Yeah, I want to learn ASAP. I know. I mean, I come in Texas, and then you can do some therapy. But I'm sure you're moving pretty quickly to other states, which is great. I mean, but yeah, Robin, look, my thumb. See, I mean, who knew that I have to stretch my thumb? I never have done that ever. Um,
Wow. Yeah, it's definitely it's important to be able to do it. A lot of times, like, I know, like, when I started out, I would stretch when I was in person with people, I would stretch them, which is
your
great,
thumb?
and you probably yeah, I would stretch someone's thumb. I
Wow.
would stretch their whole arm for them, like, when I was in my field work, and, we actually are in Florida, so we were there. But yeah, I would do that, and then I, was working at Imago and just, like, doing telehealth, I obviously can't be as hands-on, so it's so important for people to kinda learn how to do things themselves and stretch themselves, set up their environment themselves, make it more
Yeah.
accessible. That's all, like, it's very really teaches people to be independent.
Yeah. And you also asked when we talked yesterday. I go to therapy just so you know, uh, Monday and Wednesdays with Micaela here, everyone. And but you also asked me, can I like this in my office? I'm gonna do I have stuff here, but can we go to like your kitchen and try reaching up on thing or something? So you really make it hands-on. I don't know how do you say that? Hands-on.
It's, like, in context, like, you're
Okay,
in the right context, yeah.
yeah, that's why you have your masters and I don't.
No, no, it's just, like, the phrasing of it, like, for, motor learning theories, like, doing things in context,
Yeah,
in the actual environment, so you don't have to simulate things.
yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. I put back to the chat so I can see here. Um, yeah, ask questions, you guys. Okay, I would. Yeah, so you see that with oh,
It's Imago Rehab, that's the name of the company, and we do telehealth, so all of Florida, and
yeah.
we're working on getting, PT and speech in our states
Huh?
as well.
Oh, that'd be great. Why did I read that somewhere about speech therapy? You're doing speech therapy too, or it's
Yeah,
in the works.
not in all the states yet, though, we have I think it's in Virginia, I believe. Um, I might be wrong, so don't quote me on that. You can always just, email and ask, but yeah, and then uh, we have a PT in Virginia and then a PT in Massachusetts as well.
Uh, is that inpatient or that's like this?
That's telehealth as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's great. You know, I know. I really want to promote you because these are my pill bottles if anyone really knows. But I mean, I'm working on like the opening my pill. I mean, I hope you guys all find Micaela. Well, see, okay, I'm not that good at it yet, but anyway, um,
It's alright, working on it.
yeah, so I'm doing all that. But I, um, yeah, if you guys, anyone here want to be on the show, go to letstalkstroke.com and just fill out the old quick little form. Just thought I'd throw that out there. And But yeah, any like last words you want to say? Because I'm really excited that you're here, and I'm excited that you work with me. I mean, and you stuck with me. I mean, I'm so funny.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
I,
I'm grateful I was here and that I got to meet everyone virtually who comes to the show. Happy to share just some like tips and share about my experience with Imago and StrokeOT. Again, like I wouldn't call myself like a stroke expert by any means. I don't have probably the years of experience that a stroke expert would, but I definitely have some experience in the couple of years that I have been working, and I'm really grateful to my mentors for that, like Kristen and Carolyn, who've taught me so much. And in Quinnipiac was just I got a really wonderful education there. So
yeah,
shout
yeah.
out to them.
I know, Robin. Right. I'm making you jealous. I'm telling you. You're probably wondering. Oh, before this stroke, did I?
I think she was
Oh,
saying massage therapist, she would
yeah,
move their thumb and fingers. That's good.
yeah. That's awesome. I, yeah. I'm really excited that you're here. I was going to say too, but I really am excited that you're here sharing your experience. And even though you said you were just 2 years, more than 2 years out as far as a therapist, but not only that, I've learned, just so you know, I've learned things already. I'm 13 years out. I keep saying that, but it's so true. I've learned things that I haven't done in 13 years in any therapy. And I'm not trashing any therapist. I'm just saying I've
Yeah, of
learned,
course.
I've learned things more than I have in the last, well, 13 years. So I
Yeah,
thank you
I
for
think
that.
that's great. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think like I have really great mentors, and Imago's approach is really different and really helpful so far. So
yeah,
good stuff.
I'm really happy for all that because it helps me. But I'm having tech issues. Will relist. Okay. Well, thank you for being here, Kelly. And anybody else that's new here, I appreciate it. So, but um, Micaela, I appreciate you being here. It really helps me out, and it really, I hope somebody, if we can inspire and help one person, that's what I'm always saying. If we can help somebody, then well, Micaela did her job, not me, because I just so
Therapy is working. Therapy is
yeah,
doing its job.
yeah. And I keep thinking the thumb. I mean, there's other things I've learned too. Um, the stretching, laying on the table thing. I mean, anyway, I keep,
The
but
functional stuff. Yeah,
yeah, it's really stuff that I use. Yeah, Robin, good stuff today. We'll
definitely.
get in touch today. Thank you. Yeah, get in touch with Imago. I know you're talking to,
Yeah.
is it Vanessa? I can't think, but somebody.
Vanessa, yeah.
Yeah,
Vanessa's awesome.
yeah,
Yep.
that's awesome.
Um,
Okay.
so yeah, that email or and then like our website's just imagorehab.com
Yeah,
also.
make sure you put Imago Rehab because I first went
Yes.
to Imago and came up to something else. But Imago
It is
Rehab,
something different,
yeah,
unfortunately. Yeah.
it's all good though. But anyway, this was great, and I appreciate you being here. Well, I don't even know.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I know I asked it again, but is there anything lastly of that you want to say? I know that's not putting you on the spot, but
Oh
maybe.
no, yeah. I mean, just if you're just keep trying to stay motivated with your stroke recovery as best you can and reach out to your community as you need to and try to find different resources. I think like the American Heart Association has a program on their website where you can find stroke support groups.
Yeah,
I think that's really important. And then just keep trying to learn different ways to manage your own recovery. Try to get into therapy if you can.
yeah, absolutely. And uh, thank you, Kevin. Well, I appreciate everybody being here, and thank you again. And Brad, nice to see you out here. Um, Off to make a phone call. See you later. Oh, good. Tomorrow. See? Thank you, Robin. Well, it made thank you. But anyway, well, thank you guys. I appreciate you being here. And Micaela, I really appreciate you too. I appreciate everybody. So thank you for being here, everyone. We'll see you next time.